volume of composite solids. So what happens when you have a solid that isn't just a cone or a cylinder or a sphere? Right, like say you had a pinata that was, right, like had a sphere, but then it had like these cones attached to it. Or you can think of this. Right, so it's like the worst drawing, but I think you understand the idea of it, is that there's going to be multiple solids. All we have to do is take the volume of each solid, and then we would add up all the volumes to find the total volume. Right, or you could say maybe you had a cylinder, but then maybe it had a cone on the sides. Or they had spheres, right? Like you could be all these different things. So let's look at the example. So example 1, what is the volume of the load below? So we see that we have half a sphere, and we also see we have a cylinder. So let's go over the formulas for these shapes. So let's just look at a sphere, right? So that volume would be 4/3 pi r cubed. Then a cylinder is pi r squared times the height. So let's go ahead and start to solve. So let's first solve for the sphere. So if we go about this, we need to know what r is. Well, r is given here, which is 2. Because this is half a sphere, so right there would be the center, right? If you were to say this was the rest of the sphere, that would be the center. So we have a radius of 2. So sphere, 4/3 pi, and then we'll put in 2 cubed. Let's get our calculator. So we have 2, and then we go x to the y power. So we can do our caret, and then raise it to the 3rd power. That gets us 8. So we have 4/3 pi times 8. So what does that really kind of look like? Right, it looks like 4 times pi times 8 divided by 3. So we take 8, times it by 4, times by pi, and we get 100.53. Then let's go ahead and divide that by 3, and we get 33.51. So we get 33.51, and this is meters cubed. But notice we solved for the sphere. This is half a sphere. So what do we need to do? Well, for half a sphere, right, we just take the 33.51 and divide it by 2. So what do we get then? Well, we get 16.76. So 16.76 meters cubed is our half sphere, right? The volume of a half sphere. So we solved for one shape. Let's solve for the other one, which is our cylinder. Now, pi stays the same. Our r actually is the same as the other one because it's the same structure, right? If you were to have this, right, if you were to go back, this radius can go from here to here, so that would be 2 squared. And now we have the height, which is 5. So when we go ahead and calculate this all out, so we have pi 2 raised to the second power square is 2 times 2, so that's 4. And then we just need to multiply by 5. So what do we get? So we get 4 times 5, which is equal to 20 pi. So usually when you see a number with pi multiplied, you just put the number first and then pi after. So let's go ahead and calculate that. So we have 20 times pi, and what do we get? We get 62.83 meters cubed. And then to find the total volume, we just add up the half sphere and the cylinder. So we get 16.76 plus 62.83. So we go plus 16. So let's go 16.76 plus 62.83, and we get 79.59 meters cubed.